Andre Berto cooks Shakur Stevenson. The two, they at it going back and forth like Aaliyah. And things are definitely heating up. Now, Andre Berto, champion, former champion, legend in the sport. He posted this. It says, since yo tender goof troop looking don't want to listen to nobody, here's a video. Listen to yo big homies. They telling you the same ish, stupid. Shaking my head emoji. LOL, you really a retard. Short bus for real, LOL. This ish is crazy. And he tagged Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson, it says, good night, Shakur. I knew that LOL gap in a mouth looked familiar. The gap in your mouth looked familiar. Night, buddy, LOL. And he posted a picture of Shakur and an Ewok. Shakur said, good night, Berto. And it was him getting knocked out by Jesus Soto Caras. Berto says, dang, you went years down my timeline on Instagram to find a video of me working out with Puff P. Diddy. Dang, you that miserable and lonely? You just made all that money and look at you. Little boy, it's 1:30 a.m. Go to sleep. LOL, you light skinned to the core, ain't you? Man. Shakur's initial comment said, Tinder, Berto, I heard about you, my boy. Don't make me tell the world about you, about the real you. I don't know what that, means or infers. So the two are going back and forth on social media. Now, my thing is this. I feel like there's a couple things at play. For one, Shakur Stevenson is trying to go full Ryan Garcia mode. Ryan Garcia showed you in the Devin Haney buildup that he can very well use social media and jog up interest. Whether people are mad at what he was saying or happy, Ryan definitely used social media to get impressions. Shakur Stevenson, however, I don't think he has the same. Well, one, he doesn't have as big a following. Two, Ryan Garcia is an action fighter, and people weren't complaining about Ryan's performance, in terms of the Devin Haney performance. I'm just talking about the fight. I'm not talking about Osterine and all that. I'm just talking about the actual fight. Nor were they complaining about his other performance before Devin, which is Oscar Duarte. Shakur's in a completely different boat. And to be honest, this is just my honest opinion. Shakur Stevenson hasn't shown the mental acuity and sharpness to really be that guy that's like witty with the clever comebacks and do the whole social media thing. Because when you look at some of the back and forth, these guys there's multiple boxers that he's beefing with, for one. But a lot of these boxers that he's beefing with, to be honest, if you just read through the transcripts and you listen to what each person is saying, I feel like they're giving it to Shakur Stevenson. Like Berto with the Ewoks, and like his comebacks are more clever, more deliberate, sharper. It's just sharper roast. I come from the Bay Area, California. The roast game is heavy, and you got to be able to hold your own when people we call it sigging. When people sig on you, roast you, try to clown you, you got to be able to hold your own. With Shakur Stevenson, his stuff is just like, it's not really, to me at least, it's not really anything clever. It's not anything, he's just not doing it like an Adrian Broner, a Conor McGregor, or like I said, Ryan Garcia, Floyd Mayweather, where they're going to have these things and it's just going to be witty stuff and get people on their side. Shakur Stevenson is almost, it seems like he's trying to be somebody he's not, and I don't know him personally like that, but that's what it comes across as. It comes across as you're trying to be someone you're not. For example, your style is what your style is. Fight. If it's efficient and it's effective, it is giving you the victory, that's cool. If you don't feel the need to change it, then screw the people, don't change it. But with that comes what he's been getting, which is the negative comments, or as some people say, hate. And I really feel this society is soft, and a lot of people they call everything hate, even if there's some constructive criticism in there. Like the fact that you have something to say that a person may or may not want to hear, then it's just labeled as hate. So for me, I feel like the fighters who are dissing Shakur Stevenson, guys like George Kambosos, Marcus Brown, and now Andre Berto, they're all, the stuff they're saying is just funnier. Cam and Mase, their stuff was funnier. The stuff Shakur was saying to Cam'ron and Mase, really, it just showed his age. And you're a person who's named after Tupac Shakur, and in the same breath, you're saying that Cam'ron and Mase aren't rap legends. That's just too much of a stretch. Anybody who, like, Cam'ron was literally in one of the top hood movies of the 2000s that most people consider to be like in the top classics of all hood movies, Paid in Full. So that's a legit hood classic. Now, you know, there's classic like Juice, Menace, you got Boys in the Hood, New Jack City and stuff like that. But it's in the same conversation. If you did a top 15 list, very well, people could have that in their top, you know, top 10, top 15 in terms of hood movies. So that in and of itself shows that Cam'ron and Mase, they're the culture. So it just sounds, it's just not good, not good material. Meanwhile, the skits and stuff that Cam and Mase are doing on their show, everybody's laughing at. You know, same thing here with Berto. Now, the craziest thing with the Berto, I'm not going to go into every single Shakur like active beef, but the thing that's crazy with the Berto is this all started out of nowhere. He really didn't say anything derogatory about Shakur Stevenson, and he just said just try to work on what people are complaining about. You know, something, it was very, very light, and that was too much for Shakur Stevenson to bear. And then he just started going in on Berto, saying he sucked and he whooped him in sparring. And days later, they're still arguing, and that's all he's saying. It's the same rhetoric. Oh, I beat you in sparring. What is it about this new younger generation, under 30, and they keep talking about legendary sparrings? I mean, the world didn't get to see that. It wasn't under the bright lights. And even if you did have success in the sparring, who cares? It's sparring. Like, who really brags about that? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, whose claim to fame is I bested someone in practice, basically. That's like, oh man, I was doing a scrimmage and I was doing a practice with Michael Jordan. I cooked him, but the cameras weren't rolling. Nobody has seen this footage. But what happened when Michael Jordan played your team, you know, or played against you in a real game? What happened when Kobe Bryant played against you when it counted on people's record? You know, so I think that's really weird. And I agree with what Berto said. Berto said, you don't even listen to your own people. The great Ego Stradamus strikes again. I made a video about it. Video's on the channel, so check that video out. But notice people in the industry, professional fighters, trainers, and fans, my talking points are all throughout boxing. The stuff I say, and I know I'm the first to say it oftentimes because I cut the content so like right when it happened. Literally what Berto said, you're not listening to your people. I have a post with over 100,000 views right here on social media where Andre Ward and Terrence Crawford were giving Shakur the game, and he doesn't appear to be listening. Shakur was in the couch. Terrence Crawford's in the couch. Crawford's like, man, you was trying to cut off the ring, but you wasn't punching. You need to throw more punches. And he was like, man, I was punching. I was I was punching. You're not even listening, bro. And that's kind of the worst people to teach, because it's almost like this narcissistic stuff. And they get real passive aggressive and defensive if you suggest otherwise. Like, but that's life, bro. Part of life is learning from your mistakes, getting better, improving. So you have to be able to take constructive criticism. Not everyone in this world is out to get you. And I hate that woe is me type of attitude that a lot of people have where they feel attacked no matter what. And not everyone's here to attack you. Guys like, even with Marcus Brown, what he said with Shakur that started their beef was Gervonta Davis basically clears everybody, including Shakur Stevenson. That's a person's personal opinion on the fight. Like, why is it getting to the point where boxers are so sensitive that if you don't think that they beat a certain person, they take it personal? You know, in life that happens. People are going to doubt you. People can think you're good, but they could think another person is great, you know? So there's times, like, even coming up doing this YouTube stuff, you have family members or close friends that doubt you. I know I did for a fact. I had people close to me that loved me, but they doubted, like, because no one in my region, nobody in my area went from 0 to 60 and then kept it moving and did this on YouTube, at least where I'm from. There was nobody before me that laid out a blueprint that Boxing Ego followed. So you're always going to have doubters and people that don't believe, but you don't have to take it personal. So I agree with Berto.